Thursday, June 9th, 2022. Today on the Daily Review, we discuss yet another Indian cinema film called Sardar Udham with your host, me, Professor Joe. Yeah. Okay, this movie, I'm trying to fix my light here. This movie is directed by, I'm going to see, hopefully I get this right, Sujit Sarkar. I hope I said that right. Sounds right. And it is a true historic story about a real guy named Sardar Udham. And it is about, really at its core, it's an anti-colonization movie, and it's an anti-war movie. And at the heart of it, it's about a historic event called the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. And which was a peaceful demonstration in which the British occupying military in Punjab just fired upon these people, and it really happened. And what we have is the story of a rebel basically going on the epic journey to avenge or get revenge on like the kind of one of the governors, this Michael O'Dwyer, who was in charge of everything, and Reginald Dyer was another important person who opened fire, but he was already dead. And so that took place in 1919, and this movie spans decades, and it's so fascinating how it's told through like flashbacks, and it's so well edited and so well shot, and the acting, this Vicky Kaushal, hopefully I'm saying that right, he's awesome. He's like can transform. It's great. It's really great. And it's got everything. It's like a personal epic as opposed to some of the other Indian films I've watched recently that have been like huge kind of crazy epics, like with basically like superheroes and gods and stuff like that. This is much more down to earth, and it's super high. I mean, yeah, I understand why people want me to watch this, because although 2021 had a lot of best pictures, this easily could be up there with those best pictures. Like, and this is just what I have to compare it to, is American cinema, you know what I mean? As like the one I know the most about. But, oh man, it's cool. I really, really enjoyed it. It reminded me of like, kind of like a 90s movie, that's epic and spans a lot of time, but it's classy. I don't know really what I mean by that. That I didn't say that correctly, because the 90s makes it seem like it isn't modern, and it is totally modern. The stuff I really liked about it is that, how the outbreak of World War II kind of impacts everything that's happening, and how you find, war makes interesting bedfellows. I forget who said that, but if you have a common enemy, so like he's makes it to London to like exact his revenge, and he ends up like making friends with Russians and potentially Nazis and like the IRA, because the Irish, and it's all about occupation and anti-colonialism, and it's fucking awesome. So yeah, I think it's got really interesting, complex characters. It's long, and we get to explore it. My favorite scene, I think, is the free speech scene. There's one part where he just gets drunk and reads this thing as like free speech, and he like sermonizes to this homeless guy on a bench, and it's great. It's so great. And then before that, there's this great scene where Udham ends up as a driver for a guy like for O'Dwyer, and never really. And so there's all these tense scenes that it remind me of like a Quentin Tarantino thing. Like, then there's this one really good scene where he explains why why they had to kill everybody or shoot everybody was to create fear. Oh, it's frozen. Is it frozen? Sorry. If it's frozen, I will fix it in a moment. If you still hear me, cool. Anyway, I'm going to give it a grade right now just in case it's frozen totally. That's not coming up. I'm having computer troubles. I give it an A- if you can still hear me. I loved it. It was really good.